The Santa Barbara Athletic Roundtable puts on a lot of events throughout the year to raise money for scholarships that Catherine mentioned, and to honor athletes, either at our Women's and Sports Day or our Hall of Fame banquet. But the High Five golf and tennis event, the sole purpose is to raise money to go back out to the athletic departments for these sporting departments to go ahead and put money back into sports. Today is Athletic Directors Recognition Day, and I can't think of a better way than to hand out some money. These people, during these tough economic times, have to prioritize the sports that they put forward, make some tough decisions, and it's all in the best interests of the student athletes and their academic success, both on and out of the classroom. This year's High Five took place on April 26th. It was one of the most successful events we've offered hosted in the last couple of years. We were full both in the golf and just a little short in the tennis. And even though it was a tough economic downturn of a year, we're pleased today to be handing out $3,200 to each of the 6 schools for their general athletic department funding. Let's see, from Dos Pueblos High School, Dan Fieldhouse. I'm going to have to sneak through this. From Bishop Diego High School, we got Dan Peters. Santa Barbara High School, we got Nan. San Marcos High School, Abe. From Carpinteria High School, we've got Ben accepting. And from La Cumbra, we've got Mike Bierman. Sorry, Laguna.
Phil is a sponsor of our Womble Award. We don't have that award today, but we're so happy for him to be able to be here today, and thank you for coming. We appreciate all you do.
I was really fortunate to be able to work with some really fine young men who took me for a ride that went beyond graduation, and I've been smiling. Everyone I see, I walk around all over the place and I get congratulations, and I've been smiling ever since June 8th. Just really proud of the team and for the school. The school is 135 years old and had never had a state championship in any sport, and so to me, that's something that's really special, and to be one of the first the first for the school is really amazing. Here's Mickey Kirby. He's a junior this year. Had a fantastic season. Played pretty much every match and was really steady throughout the year. Highlight, I think, was a couple things he had. He had his first round at under par golf in high school competition against DP on a really tough day, and we went to a tournament out in the desert, and he shot even par on a course he'd never seen, which is really amazing. Next to him, Sean Searles, again a staple throughout the year. Shot 77 in the state championships at Santa Maria Country Club. Again, having not played the course before. Probably the highlight I would think of that round was holing out for birdie on the par 5 15th hole, or no, what hole was that? 13th hole from 80 yards. So draining one from 80 yards is really impressive. Next to him, Spencer Michaels, also a junior and was a giant contributor throughout the year. Really, these 3 guys were looking to lead for the next year, and I think the experience they had, and really that we all had, of being able to win a state championship last year, hopefully is going to build. And we're getting excited already about this next season, but we're really happy to be here. Thank you so much to the Roundtable and to really everyone that's been thanking all of us throughout the year. So
not off to the start we thought we had hoped for, an 0-2-2, but these things happen. We have a very, very deep team, but the reality is there's just a lot of pressure around this program and team for this season for various reasons. First and foremost, losing in the round of 16 last year to UCLA. Want to build on that, and then obviously hosting the College Cup here in December. And we definitely want to be one of those 4 teams. I think the team's adjusting to that pressure and those expectations, and I think we're very, very close to finding our rhythm and finishing off our opportunities. I don't think I've ever been around a team that's created more opportunities. We're just not getting it done in front of goal.
Being a former Santa Barbara native and went to Santa Barbara City College, these 2 young men went to high school here in the community, and they were outstanding Saturday night. The first one, obviously winning the Athlete of the Week. John's an outstanding quarterback, has had some ups and downs this year, but he gets pressured a lot. They know they got to disrupt him, and he was not disrupted Saturday night. He was 19 of 29. He had 4 drops and 2 throwaways. So that could have easily been about a 25 of 29 night. He was outstanding, and I'm very proud of him and where he's come, and I'm looking for great things from him. That's John Uribe. Watching Randy Moss do his interview yesterday, I kept thinking how Bill Belichick must be saying, man, I'm glad I got a guy like Wes Welker. And every time I look at this next young man, he's my Wes Welker. He never complains. He's on time every day, never late, does anything you ask. He's very coachable. And he makes my job and the coaching staff's jobs a lot easier, and I'm very proud of him. He had a fantastic night. He was our go-to guy. 9 catches for 177 is outstanding, and that's wide receiver Art Gonzalez from Bishop.
He played Cabrillo and he played Rio Mesa, and they've both been bigger than we are. We are the gutty little Royals this year, so we know we're going to be giving up size. But our kids made a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2 of just being tougher players. Competing the entire time. We wore down against Cabrillo. They had some big guys that did a good job of mushing us forward. But we felt we had good improvement this week on just competitiveness and a little better condition.
Identify areas of improvement, but can also show the character and your team's ability to handle adversity. And I think, according to him, that game did both of those. We were down 19-2 in the 4th. 2 two-way starters were out, and the kids just rallied up. We scored 2 straight touchdowns and had them 4th and 5 with 5 minutes to go. They called a fake punt and converted, and then the next series was 3rd and 30, and they just did a toss sweep and scored a touchdown. So hats off to St. for making plays in the crunch, but we're very optimistic about how our boys handle that situation going forward.
It didn't get off real well. We put a lot of points on the board, 60 plus by the end of the game, but it was 14-14 at the end of the first quarter. Our first snap from scrimmage in shotgun went over the quarterback's head, so it was second down and 20. And then the second snap from scrimmage, we bobbled it and fumbled. 3rd and 25, and the coaches were looking at each other like, oh God, here we go again, another season like this. But the guys settled down, and the nice thing about putting all those points on the board is we spread it around 5 different players. So we can throw the ball. We've got a great quarterback in junior, Troy Ritter. He throws the ball well, and we've got about 4 or 5 guys that can score and get that ball in the end.
Up to San Luis Obispo, and I don't consider myself to be an ego guy, the people that know me, but I want to beat those guys, and it's starting to really kind of hurt my feelings. We can't beat those. We can't beat them. We beat them once in 6 or 7 showings. We went up there. We played a tough game. We improved greatly from the performance we had at home against Rigetti, and our offense kind of had their, I wouldn't call it a breakout because we're still working on some things, but I brought 2 of the players that were responsible for that. We have some weapons, and some of our goals this year is to get the ball in our athletes' hands, and I'd like to introduce the first one. He's a junior, played as a sophomore last year as a DB, and he truly is a magnificent corner. And we asked him to sacrifice, come over to running back for us because we moved this next player over. But the first player I'd like to introduce, he had almost 100 yards rushing, and it was a great improvement from his 8 yards and so many carries last week when they had the Rigetti guys in our face as he was getting the ball. So that's junior running back Josh Bartley. One of our better players last year is running back. We converted him to quarterback. He had 100 plus yards rushing, and he almost neared the century mark for passing. So I purposely sat him next to John Uribe over there to kind of give him from that magic his way, and hopefully the Vaquero winning last week will help us out this week. Anyway, he's just a great athlete, a true competitor, and you can see it in his walk. The more competitive he gets, the more side to side it becomes, and he's just ready to get out there and get after it. That's Michael Spiritusano.
They're all very good, and it'll be very good competition for us. So we'll have a pretty good idea how good we're going to be by the end of this coming week.
A lot of guys will agree with me. I think the coaches that one of the biggest improvements you make is from game 1 to game 2, and so we're hoping that that's going to be the case for us as well. We feel like we have a lot of pieces in place, and we just need to play a little bit more like we practice, and hopefully we'll see those things show up next week.
Play a fine Beverly Hills team, and I think our guys are doing very well. And that's it.